Okay. Another thing that I know that people struggle with, okay, is being afraid to step out there. Okay. This is something that I struggled with. I struggled all the way up till probably last week. Yeah. But God called me out. He used my best friend to call me out. That it's a pride thing, and it's a seeking validation thing where we won't do what God calling us to do. We won't be obedient to Him. Like even in posting these videos, like a lot of times I get self conscious. I'm like, don't nobody want to hear about God. Don't nobody want to. People don't want to hear from me. Like they know my past. They know what I done did and what I have said, and so they don't want to hear it from me. I'm not worthy enough to give a word. Like just beating yourself up and not being obedient to God because you feel a certain way about yourself. Listen, um, somebody needs to hear your testimony. Like I don't care if it's one person. Like, I don't care if it's just one heart. That is a person. Like, we have become so desensitized to that human beings that we don't rejoice over the one. And the Bible tells us that He leaves the 99 to come after the one. So we believe that if we are not producing a fruit that millions of people like or millions of people love, then what we produce isn't good enough. Like because we only getting one like or two likes or only a certain amount of people is watching it, that is not fruit. God's like, He will make ways for the one. So if it's one person that needs to hear your voice, if it's one person that needs to hear your testimony, you be obedient to God. Yeah, it might not look the way everybody else stuff is look. People could be producing all types of stuff. They could be putting out all types of content, and nobody is set free. Nobody is released from them chains or them generational curses. Nobody is changed by what's being put out. But this one video, this one share, this one comment can change the trajectory of a generation. Of a generation. Okay, so of a generation, one person, if it changes something in their heart and they start to develop this new oh gosh, this new life and this new love for Christ, and they start to put that in their children, and their children start to put that in their children, you have changed an entire generation by your obedience. Your life don't belong to you, so you don't get to decide what you're going to put out and what you're going to withhold from God. When God tells you to do something, you do it. That's the beauty of that. So don't worry so much about what people think. Don't worry about if they're going to like it. Don't worry about if they're going to subscribe. I never tell nobody to subscribe to my channel. And that's something that I feel like God never wanted me to push. Not saying that He won't ever allow me to, but at this moment He don't tell me to say, oh, subscribe. But people do. And it's the ones who are in need. It's the ones um, who feel like they are blessed by what it is that God is doing through me, and that right there is amazing. I think I have 53 subscribers. That is 53 lives that has taken the word that God has put inside of me and used it and applied it in some way in their life. 53 people. And people, like I said, that might be small to somebody, but that's huge to God. Like you are making a difference. You are making an impact. You are being faithful over the little. Like even if you want to view it as little, you're being faithful over the little. You're stewarding well over what it is that God has blessed you with. And people want millions of followers when they can't be faithful to their family. They can't be good stewards over the people that's closest to them, but you want to be steward over many. So I thank God for the one, the two, the three, the little messages that I get and say that word bless me, that video bless me. That right there is enough. Even if nobody, if God said, well done, like that's the only, an audience of one. You only have one person to impress, and that's Jesus Christ. You only have one person to, that you need an okay from, and God said, I already called you. I've already ordained you. I've already chosen you. I've already called you a child of God, a daughter of Zion, a king's kid. I have already said that you belong to me. You are approved. So you don't need validation from nobody else. Like I said, does it feel good to see somebody clap for you? Yeah, of course it does. Does it feel good to see somebody sharing the message? Of course it does. But at the end of the day, if I only get a well done, my good and faithful servant, oh my God, that is all the validation that I need. So don't be afraid. Don't be self-conscious. Don't be comparing yourself, or just thinking, okay, it's not going to do what it's supposed to do, because God didn't already told you yes. God didn't already said, okay, you are doing this in your agenda. Let's talk about that. Your agenda and your intentions are pure. What you're doing, you're trying to edify the kingdom of God, and everything that you're producing, you're trying to help somebody else. Do that thing. Do that thing. Your intentions are pure, and God honors your intentions. Like, just you being pure, doing it out of a place of love, doing it out of a place of compassion, doing it out of a place where you want to help somebody, where you want to get somebody out the pit, where you see that brother that's lost, you see that sister that's lost, you see your parents that's lost, you see these older generations that's lost, these kids that's lost. You want to go out there and reach them and pull them in. Like, your intentions are pure. God's like, yes, like, I got somebody really fighting for the people. You're not trying to do nothing to hold nobody back. You're not producing nothing that's going to kill somebody. You're not producing something that's going to make people go out here and sin. It's enough of that's going on. Listen, people gonna put their booty shaking videos up. People gonna put up them smoking weed. People gonna put up them flashing money and material things. But who out here is putting up videos talking about the King of Kings and the Lords of Lords? Who out here is pushing out content that's going to change generations, that's going to change the lives of people? Who out here is doing that? Not that many people. It's nothing compared to the people that we have in the world. So when God has given you something to push, God has given you something to birth, do that thing. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter what nobody has to say. Give it. Push it. Put it out there. Be faithful. Be obedient. Everybody want to be a football player. Everybody want to be a basketball player. Everybody want to do lashes. Everybody wants to be a model. It's so many things out here that people want to do, and we're not saying that you can't do them. I'm not saying that nobody can't do what they want to do, but it is rare that people really want to be out here serving God and pushing out content that really is going to change people's heart and save their souls. Like, getting souls to heaven, getting souls to Christ. Like, it ain't that many of us out here. It's a lot of churches, but it ain't that many people out here that's really teaching the truth. And that won't no shade. That's just honesty. So, do it. Do it. Do it. Be blessed.